Hello and welcome to episode 72 of the Confident at Work podcast. I'm your host and confidence coach, Anna Manning. And today we're going to find out whether you're stuck in a low confidence cycle. And this is for you if you're currently feeling less confident than you want to at work, but maybe you're not entirely sure what you can do about it. So, if you'd like to feel more confident at work, whether that's because you need more confidence to deal with seniors, whether you need more confidence speaking up, public speaking, presenting, for sharing your ideas, for challenging people, for sticking your hand up and saying yes to something you want to do, for going for promotion, or just so that you can feel more calm and focused without all that mental noise taking up your time and your energy and slowing you down, then I'm going to help you. So most of my clients come to me saying, I want to feel more confident or I need to feel more confident, but, and then they describe being able to do their job, getting promotions, getting good feedback, other people believing in them, but still there's some doubt and worry that are happening for them on the inside. Even when everyone else is believing in them. So what's happening? And it's definitely not because you were born that way or because that's just your nature or because there's something wrong with you when you don't feel more confident. The reason that you don't feel more confident might be that you're stuck in a low confidence cycle. And until you know that you're stuck in a low confidence cycle and you're identifying or you're able to identify that you are in that cycle, how could you change it? You can't solve the problem of not feeling as confident as you want until you know why the problem's happening in the first place, right? What is creating the problem? But once you can do that, you can start to feel more confident. So you might have heard me talk before about the low confidence cycle. And basically, the low confidence cycle is just a set of habits and behaviors which you might have unconsciously adopted at work. Habits like being really self critical, having a lot of unmanaged self doubt, having really high perfect standards and then beating yourself up when you can't reach them. Habits like beating yourself up if you make a mistake. Habits like comparing yourself negatively to other people. Habits like focusing on the negatives and kind of glossing over or ignoring the positives. And failing to give yourself any acknowledgement or praise. And not really being able to receive it too well when someone else gives it you anyway. Those are all examples of habits that are within a low confidence cycle. And when I do a one-on-one consult with a client, so before somebody works with me, I always talk with them on the phone. And when we have that conversation, I'm trying to understand how confident they are right now, what their challenges are, but I'm also trying to find out why they aren't as confident as they would like to be. So I'm going to ask them a whole series of questions, right? I'm going to do a thorough intake, and that's designed to help me to understand why their confidence is at the level it's at right now. So I know whether and what I need to do to help them. So I always do this, like, right? It's like if you go to the doctor, they're going to ask you, what are your symptoms? What's your lifestyle like? They're going to try and work out, okay, what's the problem and what's causing the problem? I'm going to do that in exactly the same way. I'm going to try and figure out what's the problem with your confidence right now. And then I'm going to try and figure out what is causing that problem. Because only when we know, or I think I know, what's causing the problem, can I tell you what you need to do in order to fix it. So, when I've been doing this confidence work with people for quite a long time, I could see these habits and these patterns that were always occurring when someone's confidence was lower. And then I could see the habits and the patterns that changed when somebody's confidence was higher. Or should I say, I could see the habits that needed to change in order for somebody's confidence to be higher. So if I have a call with you and I'm going to work out what's the problem with your confidence right now and what is creating it, I'm going to be asking you a load of questions designed to find out which of the habits of the low confidence cycle are you currently using? What patterns have you unconsciously adopted? Like being self critical, having loads of self doubt, maybe a lot of comparison, maybe always looking at the negatives and never really noticing the positives. I'm going to dig into all of those so that I can tell you this is why your confidence is where it is right now. I can show you the low confidence cycle and explain this is what is creating confidence which is lower than you want it to be. And then here's what we need to do in order to fix it. And in 2023, I started teaching the How to Grow Your Professional Confidence class. And I taught it. I should have made a note of how many people I taught it to in 2023, but it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. It definitely over 500, maybe even over 700. Anyway, I taught that class because I was like, I shouldn't have to sit on the phone for 1 hour with everybody to help them to understand why their confidence is where it is right now and to explain to them, okay, here's the low confidence cycle and here's the habits that you currently have got which are keeping you stuck within this low confidence cycle. And if you're going to grow your confidence and move into a high confidence cycle, here's the things that you need to work on. So I do that in a one-on-one call with people, but then I also started teaching the How to Grow Your Professional Confidence class, and I'm like doing that live with tens or hundreds of even people at a time to teach them about the low confidence cycle and about how you can move from a low to a high confidence cycle. But then I thought, well, what if I could go one step further? And as well as doing it with one person on a call and then tens or hundreds of people in a class, what if I could automate this process and I could make it digital and I could give it to anybody who wants to find out why their confidence isn't where they want it to be and then what they need to do in order to fix it? So I did that. I created a quiz. It's like an assessment. And you can do it online. I'll leave it in the show notes. It's free. And it's designed to be the same process as if we were sitting on a call together for an hour. And I was doing that thorough intake that I do, where I find out exactly what habits you've got at the moment that are within that low confidence cycle. So I'm trying to find out exactly why your confidence is where it is right now and the things that you need to work on in order to fix it, in order to move into a high confidence cycle. And now, as well as being able to do that one-on-one with someone or within a class of people, I can now do that digitally, or should I say, you can do it for yourself without having to talk to me at any time of the day or night and from anywhere in the world. So if you're listening to this podcast and you're not driving, I'm going to encourage you to click into the show notes now and just go through that quiz, that assessment for yourself right now. And I'm going to figure out the habits and patterns that you've got, which are currently keeping your confidence lower than you want. And then you're going to receive some personalized results to teach you about your particular low confidence cycle and what it contains, and then what you need to do next in order to move to a high confidence cycle. So that quiz is going to assess whether you're in a low confidence cycle or whether you're in a high confidence cycle. And some people are going to have bits of both. The quiz is called Are You Stuck in a Low Confidence Cycle? And it might tell you that you are, and here's where, and here's why, and here's what you need to do about it. Or it might tell you that you've got elements of high and low confidence cycle, and it'll explain exactly what and then what you need to do to shift those remaining habits into high confidence habits. Or it might tell you that you're already in a high confidence cycle, and these are the things that you need to keep doing. These are the things that you need to focus on in order to maintain your professional confidence and in order to grow it over time. So there's written text results, but there's also a video result for each of the outcomes, high, medium, or low, based on your results. And I explain exactly what you need to do in order to build your confidence. So to go from a low confidence cycle into a high confidence cycle, so you can feel the kind of confidence you want, you need, and probably that you deserve. Whether that is because you want to feel more confident speaking up, you want to feel more confident presenting, you want to feel more confident sharing your ideas or challenging people, going up for promotion, more confident interviewing, or just like I said at the beginning, so that you can go about your day feeling a bit more calm and a bit more focused without mental noise and worry and doubt taking up your time and energy and slowing you down. I'm confident that this quiz is going to help you. So take it now. There's a link in the show notes to find out whether you're stuck in a low confidence cycle and what you can do to move from a low confidence cycle into a high confidence cycle. And I'm going to talk to you for just a minute now about what a high confidence cycle looks like. And it's almost the polar opposite of a low confidence cycle. So when you're within a high confidence cycle, you are, instead of being self-critical, you're generally supportive and encouraging of yourself. Instead of having rampant self-doubt running around, you may occasionally experience a doubt, but you know how to handle it, and your self-doubt will be greatly reduced. And it will be replaced by self-belief instead. You're not going to be demanding perfect standards of yourself all the time when it's unfair and it's unrealistic. And when you're in a high confidence cycle, you're also going to be able to tolerate a failure, a setback, and not have that total your confidence. When that happens, yep, you're still not going to love it, but it's not going to destroy your confidence. It's not going to shake you for weeks on end. You're going to be able to learn from it and move on. And you're not going to be comparing yourself negatively to other people. You'll be able to see and appreciate your strengths and see and appreciate the strengths of others without having to compare them. And within a high confidence cycle, you're not always going to be looking for positive feedback or affirmation from other people because, to be honest, you're not going to feel like you need it. You're going to know that you're good at what you do. And with that comes a calmness and being able to receive positive feedback from other people when it does come. It's not going to bounce off you or feel uncomfortable. You'll just be able to accept it, use it, and get on with your day. You're going to be able to see your own positives and you're going to be able to see your own progress. And you're going to be able to say, yeah, do you know what? I did do a good job there and I'm proud of it. All of that is elements of a high confidence cycle. And you might have spotted by now that all of it is to do with how you manage yourself. I did a workshop yesterday with a group of care leavers, and I was introducing them to this idea of us all having an internal manager, of us all having an internal boss. And like most people, it was something that they'd never really thought of before. But when we started to explore what is their internal boss like right now, they said theirs was pretty bad, pretty scathing, pretty critical, pretty doubting. It had really high standards. It wasn't really even able to accept any kind of good feedback or praise, but it constantly focused and like harped on about their negatives. And that's what most people's internal manager is like. And when your internal manager is like that, you probably will be stuck in a low confidence cycle, because how couldn't you be? Anyone who's been treated like that would find it difficult to feel confident. So if you're not feeling too confident right now and you think, oh, my internal manager's probably not the best, could probably do with a bit of leadership development, then chances are you could be stuck in a low confidence cycle. But that may seem like a bad thing. I don't think it is. I think it's a good thing once you know that a low confidence cycle is something that exists. There is a reason why you're not feeling as confident as you want to. And my work with people tells me that usually the reason for that is a set of unconscious habits and patterns and behaviors that you've adopted unknowingly at work that might be keeping you stuck in a low confidence cycle. So if you think that could be me, the test will literally take you 3 minutes, maybe even less if you're quick at reading and answering questions. And then you'll get your personalized results emailed to you so you can keep them and pore over them. And I explain for you on video and in written format within those results exactly where you are within the confidence cycles and what you need to do right now in order to grow your confidence. Enjoy taking the quiz, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.